Chicago school. Shooting. 2 custodians found dead. A shooting inside a Chicago elementary school has left 2 school employees dead, and investigators are now working to understand exactly what happened. The incident happened at Mark Twain Elementary School in Chicago's Garfield Ridge neighborhood, but authorities say this was not a shooting targeting students. Instead, the victims were 2 adult custodians. Here is what we know so far. On Monday, August 10th, Chicago police and emergency crews responded to reports of a shooting at Mark Twain Elementary School on the city's southwest side. Inside the school, investigators discovered 2 custodians suffering from gunshot wounds. The victims were identified as a 48-year-old woman and a 63-year-old man. Both were found dead inside the building. Authorities began securing the school while detectives started examining the scene and speaking with people connected to the incident. The victims were employees of the school and were working as custodians. According to preliminary reports, investigators believe the shooting involved the 2 employees rather than an attack directed at students. That distinction is important. There were no reports that a gunman entered the school intending to target children. The incident appears to have been connected to the relationship between the 2 employees, although investigators are still working to establish the complete circumstances. Investigators believe the male custodian was responsible for shooting his female coworker before turning the gun on himself. He was also found with a gunshot wound. Authorities are continuing to investigate the sequence of events and what happened immediately before the shooting. At this stage, investigators have not publicly established every detail surrounding the confrontation. One possible motive being investigated involves the man's employment situation. Reports indicate that he had been upset about a possible job relocation. However, it's important to stress that investigators are still working to determine whether that issue directly led to the shooting. A possible motive is not the same thing as a confirmed motive. Detectives will now examine evidence from the school, interview witnesses, and review any available surveillance footage. Mark Twain Elementary School serves children in the Garfield Ridge area. Because the incident happened inside a school building, the shooting immediately raised concerns among parents and the surrounding community. But authorities have indicated that this was not an active shooter situation involving students. The investigation instead centers on the 2 employees found inside the school. Police are now working to reconstruct the timeline. Investigators will be looking at when the 2 employees arrived, their movements inside the building, communications before the shooting, and what happened in the moments leading up to the deaths. Evidence collected at the scene could help determine exactly how the incident unfolded. Authorities are also expected to examine whether there were previous workplace disputes or other warning signs. For now, investigators are treating this as a deadly shooting involving 2 school employees. There is no indication that this was an attack targeting students, but many questions remain unanswered, including the exact motive and what happened immediately before the gunshots. As investigators continue working the case, more information could emerge. We'll continue to follow this story as verified details become available. If you want updates on major true crime cases and breaking crime news from around the world, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. I'm True Crime and Scams in South Africa. Thanks for watching.